Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Mama Muthoni, mommy to 2-year-old Muthoni and 4-month-old PC. As you can see, I'm in the same clothes I was in the last video I shot. You guys, I'm just in the mood to shoot today, so I'll just shoot before my baby wakes up and I have to now run and start doing other things. Plus, I got my makeup did. And how hot is my hair? As in, I'm loving it. I should show you guys the back. I hope you'll see it. So you can meona. As in, it's just lines and then braids at the front. I'm loving it. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about the difference between CS and vaginal birth. Actually, no, I've lied. What to expect after birth is what we're going to be talking about. And lucky for you guys, I've done both a CS and a vaginal birth. So I'll be telling you guys what my experiences have been. Remember, I'm not a book, and even if I was a book, I'm not you. Your experience could be different from my experience, and just because your experience is different from mine does not mean that I'm lying to you. And in case you go and get a different experience from what I'm having, again, I didn't lie to you. It's just that this is my personal experience and what my personal thoughts are. So we'll start with the CS. I had a CS. Gosh, I was told to stop abbreviating things, assuming that everybody knows things. A cesarean section, yani, when they cut your uterus to remove your baby. So I had a CS in 2017 when I gave birth to Muthoni. I went into labor, active labor. I was 6 centimeters, and then they realized my baby was breech. I keep saying I'll give you guys my birth story, and I haven't done it. I'm really sorry. So by the time they were doing the spinal tap, as in, you guys labor, as in labor is painful. So by the time they're doing the spinal tap, honestly, I didn't feel the pain. People say they feel the pain when the needle injects you at the back. I didn't feel any of that. In fact, the hardest thing for me was trying to sit still in between a contraction, because they tell you not to move or they could mess up your back. So I just So I tried not to move, and I did not feel the pain of the spinal tap. I breastfed immediately after my baby. So when they did this, yes, I could feel actually the movement, the things going on. Not pain, but you feel whatever it is that's going on. I was shown my baby immediately. She was brought to me. I held her for a few minutes, and then they took her away to dress her and do all those things. And then I went to recovery. After recovery, by the way, you guys, do you know they don't give you water? I was given water in a vial. Let me call it a vial. Like something this tiny. It was like 2 ml of water when I asked for water. As in, it was actually like a medical thing. That's what I was given. As in, it was so small. I couldn't drink water there. I couldn't drink water in the ward. And me, I love water. Even now I have a whole kibuyu of water. But I couldn't drink water. Anyway, that was a bit, like, I was surprised. I thought that it's not supposed to be like before. Anyway, I went to the ward. My husband had the baby that whole time, so they brought the baby to the ward immediately. I breastfed her immediately. I got to the ward. That was like after an hour. You get the first time you breastfeed. You guy, my guy, as guys obviously. The first time you breastfeed, you feel things in your uterus. Pain. It's actually pain. It's a contraction when your uterus is trying to contract. When you breastfeed, your body produces oxytocin, which helps the milk come to your nipple. So this same oxytocin, this same hormone, is the one that is produced for you to have contractions for you, as in for you to have contractions during labor. So after labor, these contractions now contract the uterus. So each time oxytocin is produced, the uterus is contracted and your uterus becomes smaller and tries to go back to place. Those things are painful. Painful. And you can't remove your baby, because even if you remove the baby, oxytocin has already been produced. Yeah. I thank God with Muthoni and also with PC. Both of them latched very well. I took a birth class with a midwife called Lucy. And honestly, I think that really set me up for success with breastfeeding. So I knew exactly what to do. And Muthoni also just knew what to do. Like, Muthoni had a beautiful latch. Like, she opened her mouth like, and she just took the whole breast. She was not lazy. It was easy for me at the beginning. I thank God for that. So I breastfed within maybe an hour and a half or 2 hours. I don't really remember. Let's call it 2 hours, but it was immediately. I had milk. I thank God I had milk, because from around 20 weeks, I had, like, if you could, I pressed my boobs, I had a bit of colostrum or something. It was yellowish. from about 20 weeks. I walked the same night. I walked myself to the toilet. I walked myself outside. I gave birth at around 12 a.m. It wasn't too hard, but then I don't remember my CS being hard. I showered in the morning because I hear people saying, oh, you don't shower for how many days. I showered that morning, maybe at around 8 a.m. That night, the night notes, I gave birth at 12 a.m. By that evening, I was walking like around the ward trying to get my movement and trying to, because I keep telling you to walk to get better. So I started trying to walk that evening, maybe at around 6. The hardest part for me with my CS was trying to fart. Yes, as in trying kushuta. I had so much gas in my tummy, and I was trying to fart to get this gas out of me, and I couldn't. Like, I don't know if it was my muscles that were just not coordinating, or it was like, I don't understand what was going on. So I called the guy and I was like, man, I can't fart. It's so painful, I can't fart. Like, I'm trying to press the gas to come out of my duodenum. How does unit, what is it called, by the way? Anyway, out of my intestines. It just was not, and it was so uncomfortable. Anyway, so they gave me a suppository, glycerin something. What is it? A glycerin suppository. After a few minutes, a suppository is supposed to help you poop. I didn't have issues with poop, I had issues with gas. After a few minutes, I farted quite a bit, but it wasn't enough. But at least it reduced the amount of discomfort I had. Yeah, when I got home, it also wasn't so bad. I don't remember, but I honestly don't remember suffering the way people say, oh my god, this CS is going to be so bad, like vaginal birth is so much easier, it's going to be so terrible. I don't remember that. The only thing I remember, I was told by a friend called Wambui JL, show me, even if you get a CS, make sure you wear a corset, not a corset. Anyway, I think it's a corset, but not the tight ones with chuma, like the ones that just shikilia your stomach. They just hold your stomach in so that your stomach is not moving around, and show me that is going to help me reduce the pain. And that's exactly what I did. And you know, when I didn't have that thing, I actually could feel the pain from the gravity of the CS hang. So I'd wear the corset, the light corsets, or a grandma panty, so that my stomach is held in and it doesn't move around. And that really helped me with pain management. The pain of, what is it called? The oxytocin in the uterus, that one just goes away on its own. Another thing that my sister-in-law actually suffered with was pain because she didn't pee after giving birth. You're supposed to pee. I don't know if it's just about CS, but either way, both sides you're supposed to pee, and that helps you with your uterus and all that. And because she didn't pee she had a lot of pain, like pain that she actually had to get dawa. And then the minute she peed is when she realized that it was just about the pee. There's a guy now who explained to me actually before I gave birth to Muthoni why you should pee. But just Google. Google is your friend, guys. You'll know why you must pee, but you must pee after you give birth. I was out of hospital the second night. So I gave birth Tuesday at 12 a.m. I left hospital on Tuesday. Now with the vaginal birth, I think this one is more fresh. First and foremost, labor is painful, guys. Pain. Being stitched is not that bad. I felt them injecting me. I think they injected me with like a local anesthesia. It wasn't bad. It was just uncomfortable. I breastfed immediately when I was still actually like I'd just given birth, and they were now cleaning me and trying to do stuff. I think even maybe, but I was still in the labor room. I remember very well I was still in the labor room when I started breastfeeding. So I breastfed, and then when I went to the ward, I really wanted to shower, but then I was feeling so dirty. I think it's because of all the fluids like in your vaginal area. I was feeling so icky, and I really wanted to shower in the labor room. They said they don't allow you to shower in the labor room, you can only shower in the ward. When I got to the ward, I told them I really want to shower. They were like, no, you lost a lot of blood, not excess blood, like a lot of blood from normal bathing, and they said I shouldn't shower. And that for me was a bit of a struggle by the way, because I really like showering. But I showered the same. I think after like an hour I showered, and then the blood, like you guys, I wasn't ready for all the blood that comes out after vaginal birth. I think because with CS it wasn't so bad. This one, as in I was sitting and the blood was just coming out Like I'm sitting on the chair, I'm sitting not on the chair, on the bed in Hosi, and I'm standing, and as I'm going to the loo, I'm just dripping of blood. Like, so there was like a trail. Wangeshi was here. Blood, blood, blood. As in, I was not ready. I was sharing a room. I told my husband, Aki, gosh, baby, this is just... I was feeling... by the way, was I feeling embarrassed? I mean, it was a labor room. Even though the lady had given birth. Like, why was I feeling embarrassed? By the way, why do we feel embarrassed about things that happen to our bodies as women? I think that's a conversation we should have. But I felt embarrassed that I went to the toilet, and when I sat on the toilet, there was just blood all over, and there was blood on the floor, and I was just trying to clean myself and clean the floor and clean the toilet, and there was a lot of blood. But I think that lasted maybe a day. But the second day, it was a lot better. I think with the CS, they really clean out a lot of the blood when they've opened your uterus up. This other way, there was a lot of blood. Even that sheet that they put underneath, they changed it quite a number of times. I showered maybe after 2 hours. I don't remember. But how can I forget? When I went to the toilet, and I'm telling you guys, there was a lot of blood. I was going to pee. Guys, I was not ready. I just was not... See, I'm blaming. I was not ready. Like, I sat on the loo. Since you sit on the toilet normally, and then you start to pee. Do you know I held back my pee? I just did shwa. As in, it's not extreme pain, but it's pain. I was not ready for that pain. I don't know how I had forgotten that if you get a tear, I guess even a laceration and how sore it is after birth, that yes, you're supposed to feel pain, and people always talk about the pain when you pee, but I was not ready. So that first pee is, yeah, I wasn't ready. But after that, I think was now mentally I was ready, and I'd carried some spray, some perennial spray that I was using that has like witch hazel. You can make for yourself, which you can use witch hazel, like aloe vera, water, and you just spray. You just spray on your vaginal, on your vulva area, and it makes it a lot better when you're peeing. So after that, actually after the first pee, I think my mind now was mentally prepared. It was a bit heavy, but yeah, I think because I was used to it, or rather because now I was ready, it wasn't so bad. I still had the contractions, of course, when I was feeding because of the uterus going back. And then that night, for some reason, I got so cold. And Shiroshira, she's a doula and a lactation specialist. She runs Nurturing Moms. Shiro told me, carry a heater and socks because moms tend to feel cold after birth. I told her, me with Muthoni, I didn't feel cold. You know, the way you think everything is supposed to be the same. You guy, I felt cold. Cold. Like, cold. Thank God I carried a hot water bottle that I was supposed to use during labor. I didn't use it. So I asked for hot water for the hot water bottle. And then I wore socks. And then I asked for extra blankets. And then I wore a sweater. My neighbor also was having that issue. There were 2 of us in the room. But hers, I think, was a lot worse because now her temperature had shot really high. And she was having complications. So she got medication. They checked me. They said I was fine. I just reduced the number of clothes I was wearing. So now I don't get a fever. But that lasted maybe, I don't even know, because by the time I slept, I think I was still cold, but it passed. And after that, I've never felt it again, apart from when I'm really tired, because with Muthoni I used to get it when I was really tired. Actually, maybe that was it, like being tired after labor, but I don't know. So even now I still get it, like if I have had a hard night, I feel really, really cold, and I just need to keep, like, I just wear extra clothes, and then I sleep. The other thing I wasn't prepared for was having a swollen vagina. Guys, no one tells you that. Why? Mamas, why? Why don't you tell us? Why don't you tell us that your vagina will swell? Or your vulva area will swell? And I spoke to my cousin also, her vulva was swollen a bit. She didn't get a tear, so it's not about having a tear. Hers was swollen for about 2-3 days. Mine was swollen for about maybe 12 days, because I remember after I left hospital, it wasn't so bad. So it got better. But I think just, it wasn't painful, but it was just swollen. And I think as you wipe yourself when you're peeing, as you wash yourself, and feeling that your vagina is swollen, it's weird. And I used to feel like my vagina is foreign. Like, no, this thing doesn't belong to me. Like, why am I feeling this? And then where the stitch was, I used to feel like there's something inside me, like not in, like on my vagina, like a thing. In fact, the first days I used to think I couldn't have not wiped properly. When I started feeling that thing, then I'd go wipe, I'd go clean, and I'd feel, no, it's still there. Then I realized actually it's where the stitch had been put. But again, in about a week or so, it was fine. But within that week, and okay, I used to tell my friends when they used to come visit me, there's a friend of mine who lives near me and my sisters-in-law, I used to tell them, guys, it's a scam. They lie to you that vaginal birth is it's a scam. Because I knew the pain. Sitting was a problem. So now most times I used to just again lie down. But imagine after a week it just goes away, and it goes and it goes. Like for me it was a week and a half. I have a friend who it lasted 3 weeks, I think, or almost a month. But at that time when she was talking about it, I wasn't paying attention because it wasn't my reality. We gave birth at around the same time. But I think, let's say by the 2-week mark, the pain was completely over. And I used to tell my hubby, actually I've spoken about that man a lot. Anyway, when I was complaining to my husband, telling him I don't think I'll do this again, it's just a scam, the pain is just too much, he kept saying that it was harder with the CS, that he feels like it's easier on me now. But I don't have that memory. Like, I don't remember CS being hard, but I think it was more about the slowness of my movement, the fact that I couldn't do a few more things for myself. But yeah, after 2 weeks, my vagina was good, I think. As in, I didn't have a swollen vagina, I didn't have the vaginal pain or anything like that. So yeah, that part. But I used to use the perineum spray a lot. My son is up. Let me get him. You see why I refuse to change? Now I'd have gotten here maybe like 5 or 10 minutes ago. Anyway, what I mean is, he would have woken up 10 minutes into the video. At least he's woken up 16 minutes into the video. This is him. He's tall. And you. Anyway, so pillow. I think that's it. I don't remember much else from the beginning. In case I've forgotten something, please comment down below and let me know what I've forgotten or what I might have forgotten. But that was my experience. Would I do a CS again, or would I do a vaginal birth again? I'm really not sure. I know a vaginal birth is a bit hard on your, sorry guys, it's a bit harder on your pelvic floor, so I have to really think about that, because I'd mentioned before, after Muthoni, that I had a few pelvic floor injuries, so I need to think about that, assuming I'm having a third baby. But I'd probably still do a vaginal birth. It was, anyway, I don't know. I think both of them are still okay. If you're forced to do one, if let's say you're forced to do a CS, it's okay. If you choose to do a vaginal birth, it's okay. If you choose to do a CS, I don't think it really matters. Although they do say that vaginal birth is easier on your body, and I think maybe probably in the long run it is. Because why are you making noises? I think it is, because by week 2 or 3 I was okay, and with CS I think it took me a bit longer. So yeah, let me know what your experiences are. Remember to share this video, and remember, you're doing great, mama. See you next time. Bye.